get to start off the segment. They're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the performance. And EA, since you weren't with us on Sunday, we'll start with you.
I was not.
What did you think about Sunday's performance?
I don't know what to think of it because at one point you had the most dominating performance you've ever seen. But was it because the Cowboys are really good, or is it because the Giants are really bad, or somewhere in the middle? I don't know, and that's the problem going to week 2. You really can't evaluate it. While they were,
you're gonna be able to evaluate. You're gonna be able to evaluate next week either.
Well, no, we'll see because next week is going to be a little more about the offense. That's the biggest question. Well, I did like what I saw from Mike McCarthy in the play calling. I do love the fact that they had their timing routes down. I love how Dak was getting the ball out quicker. There's a lot of things to like. But then again, there's execution problems. The tight ends, Jake Ferguson, 2 drop passes in the end zone.
No. Don't you complain about that. You're the one who wants the tight end by committee. So you got it. This is what you
come
want.
on, but they hit you in their hands in the end zone. You got to catch that. And that's the only thing that's kind of worrisome.
Tight end that was here who was catching them. And y'all didn't want to pay him. So
Dalton Schultz didn't do much in Houston either, right? So let's
Dalton Schultz would have came up with those plays. So
my point being is though, I don't know overall what kind of team this is. Is it truly a Super Bowl contender or not? So
wow, you got doubts, yeah?
Huh?
You got doubts?
Not doubts. I don't know. Like that's the thing because I don't know if it's the Giants being that bad or the Cowboys being that good. But they're good. They are good. There's no doubt about it. But how good are they? Are they Super Bowl contender good? Are they the best team in the NFC good? We don't know because San Francisco did the same thing against a bad Pittsburgh team. Brock Purdy looked pretty impressive. But then again, Pittsburgh's defense isn't that great outside of TJ Watt. So I don't know. Again, and then Philly, was that really Philly? Because Philly looked terrible against the Patriots. Well, again, I think it's because it's week 1. You really can't evaluate. A lot of teams are kind of just working their way in because they had no preseason, really. None of these starters ever played. The Cowboys especially. It doesn't matter whose fault it is or not. I mean, it's the fucking world we live in. So I don't know. Week 2, maybe we'll get a better understanding. But I will say this: it was really impressive to see the defense dominate the way they did. The biggest
so let
thing
me
for
get
me,
this straight.
Speed.
I just want to make sure I got this
was
right.
Awesome.
Out of everything that happened, let me make sure I got this right. Out of everything that happened this past Sunday, the first thing you do is come on here and criticize the offense that did the right thing and not turn the ball over and not get out of hand, which we probably would have seen if Kellen Moore was calling plays.
Wow.
Because that would have been an opportunity for him to like, oh, man, we up 16 points. Let's go for it. Let's get this thing done.
So they didn't turn the football over. Do you want a cookie now? Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to turn the football over. That's
no.
That's football 101.
We're talking about the guy. We had a quarterback last year who threw like 10 interceptions.
Yeah, but that was an aberration.
So, of course, yes, we are praising them for not.
Was it? It was aberration.
Whatever the whatever the word is.
Go ahead, man.
Kendrick got me infected.
I'm just saying, EA. Out of all things, EA, this is what we should be praising. That the offense didn't come out here and get too crazy with it. Like you said, WMC called a really good game, and he wasn't out there trying to make sure Dak didn't get his 200 yards or Dak's the best quarterback in the NFL. He wasn't out there trying to overdo it. They made sure that they called the right plays and got this thing done.
Well, I will say this: next week against the Jets, you're going to have to do much more than what the Cowboys did. They're going to go against a much better defense than what the Giants had.
You might not.
No, you don't need to do no. Okay. You don't need to be taking no chances next week.
Mr. Zod, if you don't mind. Mr. Zod, and I can't call you Mr. Zod, right? Just let me call you that real quick.
No, not today.
What did you see in the Jets offense that made you think okay, well, I'm just saying. What did you see in the Jets offense on Sunday? I'm sorry, on Monday night that makes you think that they about to come out here and thrash us up?
I didn't
that we
say
got to worry
that.
about them.
I'm talking about the Jets defense. I'm saying that the Cowboys need to get ready for a Jets defense that is going to be very tough to go against, and they're going to have to be on their best game. They can't have touchdowns let go in the red zone. They can't keep doing that. You can't win against the Jets with field goals. You can't keep doing that. You got to score touchdowns in the red zone.
We didn't.
Well, you may just have to because Josh Allen thought he can get touchdowns. And he turned it over 4 times.
Well, Josh Allen sucked it up last night, or Monday night. I'm just saying this: you gotta be better against the Jets defense. You just 100% have to do that. And I'm confident on the other end. The Cowboys defense is going to keep you in it, so don't worry about that.
In my opinion, you
always say a bag of chips.
Well,
there you go.
Wow, shots fired to John. Listen. The same game plan needs to go in as to me as last week. You only be trying to be aggressive or forceful against the Jets. That's a legitimate top 3 defense. Will turn you over. In my opinion, first team to 13 wins this game. I think you're going to be seeing 3 yards of cloud dust. Both defenses are going to be elite in this game. I don't think going to see much out of either offense, ball control, punt, field position. See which team makes the bad turnover at the end. That's kind of my opinion of
it. Shams had her hand up. Let's go over to Shams real quick. Shams, what do you want to add?
I do want
to talk about Kevin Porter Jr.?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
I do want to add that could have easily had over 200 some yards. His stats were like 17 of 24, 14 of 24, something like 14 to 24. A stat came out today. Cowboys had the highest number of drops at 5.
It was 13 to 24.
14 to 24 or 13? It doesn't matter.
I'm checking right now. I think it was 13.
It was 13 out of 24.
The stat came out today that he had the highest number of drops for 4 drops. And those drops were players that were wide open that would have got, yards. So I'm going to factor that in. So he definitely had 200 yards and drop touchdowns because your tight ends can't catch the ball. And another receiver couldn't catch the ball as well. So I'm factoring that in, and those drops were drive killers because they were actually moving the ball down the field. All offseason, I heard Giants defense got better. The Giants got better. They added people. Isaiah Simmons, they added people. This is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a game that the Cowboys don't need to sleep on. Blah, 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 blah. Even when the Cowboys offense was on the field, they were moving the ball with ease. Running the switch up. This was one of the highest games that the Cowboys did. We didn't see that with Kellen Moore. It was pre-snap movement this game. I believe. I don't think the Giants are as bad as the Cowboys made them look on Monday, because 1, the weather conditions were bad. 2, the Giants coaches Daniel Jones to keep him in the game that long, and 3, you just dealt with a defense who was hungry, and even in offense, because the offense was moving the ball. Tony Pollard was moving it. Rico Dowdle was moving it. CeeDee Lamb, even with his first touch, that route that he had was amazing. You saw Kevontae Turpin got in. There were some plays that I was like, okay, you don't need to run that with Turpin. You need to run that with somebody else or something. Mike McCarthy.
Oh, Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy called a good game. I think this game is going to be low scoring, but not as 13-13. I think it's maybe a 17-14, 20-14 type of game. Because, like I said, the Cowboys offense was moving the ball. And even at times you notice the Bills were moving the ball as well. If it wasn't for careless reads by Josh Allen, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. Josh Allen looked like a complete nutcase on Monday night. So I think you got to go out and establish the run. Once you establish the run, that'll open up your play action. But you better watch out for Jordan Whitehead. You better watch out for Jordan Whitehead. And Sauce Gardner. Those two people. But I will take my offense over their defense. I'm sorry, I would. Dak looked very calm with the ball on Sunday night. He didn't force any. He forced maybe, I think, one or two erratic passes. You had Shady McCoy. No, you had Keyshawn Johnson get up. And this is how I know these people don't watch box score watch. Keyshawn Johnson got on the Undisputed on Monday and said Dak Prescott was erratic with the ball. Dak Prescott threw and forced passes through the game.
Shout out to David from Johnstown, New York. Sorry about that ass whooping, David.
So, Dave?
Games because Dak never looked erratic. Dak calm and poised with the ball. He looked very calm. He made quick decisions and he went with it. Even that one pass, who was it, when Michael Gallup finally caught a pass because I thought he got left in the preseason, but he showed up in the end of the game. I mean, hey, it was the right read. He got up and got it. It's little things that I feel like this offense finally improved on. Maybe it's just game one, and I don't overreact to game one. But watching that offense move the ball, even in the rain, I was impressed with it. So maybe in a dry stadium right now, our freaking tight ends can catch the ball because there was a lot of opportunities for the tight ends to get some yards. Fergie could have had over 56 yards.
And you're going to need it because we just saw that Brandon Cooks is on the practice report or the injury report with a knee injury from the game. Mike McCarthy said it was from the game.
Already.
Got a knee.
So they don't seem like they don't think it's that serious, but still, it's something to look out for. Also, Tyler Smith most likely won't play again because according to David Moore from the Dallas Morning News, it was not close for him to play on Sunday. So if that's the case, you're going to come here on Wednesday and Thursday, and if he's not practicing, there's a very good chance he'll miss this game as well. And if you do that, your offensive line, I'll say this, they played remarkably well without Tyler Smith. That
two All-Pro, Dexter Lawrence, and what's the other one? Pass rushers. The Tyron Smith didn't allow pressure that game.
No, he didn't.
And
on the other side,
and the other guy, you didn't know there was a backup on that offensive line.
No. And then on the other side, Zach Martin and Terrence Steele, those two together are an impressive duo because they were maulers. There's a reason why Tony Pollard was getting those big runs on that side and getting into the end zone because those two were just pushing those men out of the way, they were like beasts. So we are lucky to have Zach Martin and Terrence Steele there. Terrence Steele, good God. What a story. Terrence Steele came in almost 3 years ago. Nobody knew his name. Everyone was like, who is this guy? What is he doing? Why is he starting in 2020 against the Rams? And the guy has turned himself around and become one of the best offensive linemen we got. So props to Terrence Steele.
I would like to give a shout out to Odighi Zua. That's what I'd like to give a shout out to. What a game he had Sunday.
I mean,
listen, guys. The bottom line is.
Go ahead, Kendrick.
The bottom line is this: this is going to be a very, in my opinion, it's going to be a very tough game. You're dealing with guys. I mean, a legitimate defense that can look you eye to eye. I'm not saying that they're better than the Cowboys, but they're legitimate. Like I said, a top three defense. You got Quentin Jefferson, C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Jordan Whitehead had 3 picks. They're a legitimate big time pressure you, turn you over on defense. The Brandon Cooks thing is a little disturbing with the knee this early. You just said EA. Hopefully it's nothing. Like you said, I agree with you, Shams. They had a lot of drops, but this week you're dealing. Even though it was a lot of opportunities last week, You're dealing with a new animal. And in my mind, to win this game, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be like doing too much aggression, pushing the ball, taking too many chances. I think it's going to be, like I said, a defensive battle. I think the Cowboys. You think about on the Jets' offense end, their running game. They got two studs. They don't have a trigger man, throwing the ball, but all it takes is one big play and it can turn the game around. So I got the Cowboys. I'm gonna change. I got the Cowboys win this game, but it's gonna be a tough one because that defense is legit.
I
don't think it's gonna be as tough as people think, and here's the reason why. I think that if the offensive line plays like it did last week against the Giants, if they play at their level, what they're supposed to do, I think the Cowboys offense can get down the field and spread this defense apart. Now, Dak can't be erratic and can't do anything he did last year because, like you mentioned, they got the best. I wouldn't say the best. I think the Cowboys have the best 1-2 punch in the secondary, but they do have a very legit.
But they're right. They're right behind them. If they are, they're right behind them. So.
They are, and so I don't think Dak should get too erratic going downfield and just trying to force it. But man, if Brandon Cooks does play, good God, they are going to open up that field. And I'm telling you right now, CeeDee Lamb is going to cook in the middle of the field, especially in this game, because I think there is something to say about the weather. I think the weather did play a huge part in pretty much cutting the playbook 50% in half because they couldn't do everything they wanted because hell, why would you do that? It's stupid to go try to air it out in the rainy conditions, but you're at home. You're at home with your fans behind you. No weather conditions unless somebody's throwing beer on the field. They shouldn't have to worry about that. So I think that they might have something edge against this Jets defense. I really think they do because the Cowboys offensive line proved to me against that Giants defensive line that they can maul. They can maul and they can run the football really good with Tony Pollard and company. If that's the case, Dak should have a decent game against this Jets defense.
Are you worried about the Jets running game?
EA.
I'm not worried about the Jets running game because
no, I was going to say but EA, if the Cowboys defense is going to play like that, do we really need to see a whole lot from Dak? I mean,
no.
If they come out playing like that again Sunday, do we want Dak having 200 passing yards? Are we good with 143 passing yards?
Wall, why do you have this mentality like, oh, we don't need to do this because the other guy? Why don't we just go play football and be the best we can be on all three phases of the game? Why do we have to that's okay, the defense got me this week, so I can go sit down? No. I want Dak to go there.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said if the defense is going to play like that, do we need Dak out there having 200 yards if the defense is going to be balling out like that?
I want us to be aggressive. I want us to go fight. I want us to go to score at every position.
There it is, right there. You are what's wrong with Cowboys.
I want to score in every possession.
That's why you the face of Cowboys Nation right there. Because
I don't want to score in every possession.
You don't need to score. All you need to do is win the game. No, you're trying to run the score is what you're trying to do. Is what you want.
No, I'm trying to make sure.
Patrick Mahomes 203 yards from your quarterback. Just take the win. Just take the win and get to the playoffs to the Super Bowl.
You win. If you start to play around with keep away, you're going to lose.
I didn't say play away. I said if the defense is going to ball out like they did,
keep away is not a strategy to win. All you got to do is come up there.
What are you talking about?
Listen, that's not a strategy to win. That's a strategy to lose slower.
You don't want him to game. You don't want him to game manage. You don't want him to game manage. Is what you don't want him to do.
Listen, I'm trying to say is I'm not telling Dak to go crazy and go 500 yards, go like Tua against the Chargers. I'm not asking him to do that, but I'm not saying for Dak to sit there. I'm not sitting there and say, "Hey, Dak, go just chill and just hand the ball off 5 times in a row and not care about anything." No, have a balanced attack, have a good normal game plan, and go try to score points. That's all I want him to do. I don't want him to go.
What difference does it make on how you score? What difference does it make? You style point. This is what Tobias has gotten on you about before. If
that's
the defense
style
is balling,
point.
you are because the defense is balling. And all you got to do is come out here and not lose a football game.
No, but
throw a couple
it's a
passes,
weak mentality. That's a weak mentality.
And get the win.
That's a weak because no, listen, the Jets can do that. The Jets can say, hey, we can do that because they don't trust in their quarterback, so they don't want to go score a lot of points. They just want to give it to their defense. But you do have to have a little bit of points, right? You do have to score some touchdowns. You don't want to be this passive team. You don't want to be that. You want to be on control of the game.
Don't come out there doing too much. We don't need him pass for 200 and something yards if the defense is out there. Because let's think about this real quick. Let's think about this.
200 is nothing. Is like
okay. So what? So what if he gets less than 200? He had 143 and they scored 40 points.
What's a good day? What's a good day for Dak? EA. In your opinion, Sunday. What's a good
300, 250, 300.
Get this guy over here talking about
250 to 300.
He's trying to get Dak to throw some.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Keep away is sitting there and playing keep away is weak mentality.
It's not about keep away.
I didn't say for Dak to throw. First of all, I don't want Dak. I never. No, and by the way, are we sure that we don't know how the defense is going to play next week anyway? We're assuming that because they got Zach Wilson back there. We don't know. What if the run game starts getting up? But you can't go into the game with that game plan already established, Walt. You have to be ready to go. Say, hey, it doesn't matter what the defense is going to do. We need to go out there and score touchdowns on every drive. That should be your mentality no matter what.
Right.
You do that because sometimes people get those big leads.
I didn't say that you didn't have a game plan. I'm saying that if the defense, if you get on the field, the defense is balling like that, and the defense is balling like that, all we have to do is say, hey, Dak, just go out there and, we don't need to get too crazy. We got a couple plays here. Let's run them. Let's get in the end zone. Of course,
I agree with that.
Let's get in the end zone. Let's get this dub and let's get out of here.